Hi everybody, it's Chef Cleva, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about a dessert that has been described as chocolatey and buttery. Today, we are talking about chocolate chip cookies. So, let's get started.
Alright guys, you know what time it is. Time to get your photographic memory together or a pen and paper, because these are the ingredients for your chocolate chip cookies. For your chocolate chip cookies, you're going to need 285 grams of unsalted butter, 285 grams of light brown sugar, 228 grams of granulated sugar, 100 grams of eggs, 9 grams of vanilla extract, 545 grams of all-purpose flour, 7 grams of baking soda, 6 grams of baking powder, 9 grams of salt, 185 grams of bittersweet chocolate chips, and 300 grams of milk chocolate chips. So first things first, when it comes to chocolate chip cookies, they were actually invented by accident. They were invented by a couple named Ruth and Kenneth Wakefield in the 1930s at Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts. The Wakefields were making butter drop cookies, and then apparently she ran out of baker's chocolate, and then she substituted for semi-sweet chocolate instead. But the thing was, the chocolate chips were not melted, they were just straight chips. So while they were baking, the chips actually held their shape and didn't melt into the dough as she expected it to. Chocolate chip cookies, honestly, were not even given that name to begin with. They were still called, at one point they were even called Toll House Crunch Cookies. Once the chocolate chip cookie began to gain some popularity, Andrew Nestle of Nestle's Chocolate awarded Miss Wakefield a lifetime supply of chocolate in exchange for the recipe that she created to be sold to the company. In addition to the lifetime supply of chocolate, as a part of the deal, Nestle Chocolate Company also agreed to put the original chocolate chip cookie recipe on every packet of cookies manufactured. That is still a tradition that remains to this day. In 1997, the Massachusetts legislature voted to make the chocolate chip cookie the state's official cookie after a third grade class proposed the idea. But Pennsylvania also recognizes the chocolate chip cookie as its official state cookie. The phrase chocolate chip was actually an English tea biscuit that resembles a chip of wood and not the actual shape. The way the chocolate chip the chocolate got the name was because it was entered into the candy world in the shape of a chocolate-coated molasses candy. When it comes to chocolate, the chips themselves, there are a whole bunch of interesting fun facts about chocolate in general. First and foremost, my family, we are huge chocolate people. Like, there's actually a picture, I wish I could find it, of me as a child. Someone gave me a chocolate bar, and I was sitting on my mother's white bedspread, and all you see in the picture is me wearing some sort of, I guess, a christening outfit or a church outfit, and the outfit is covered in chocolate, and my mom's white bedspread is covered in chocolate. And to this day, nobody knows who gave me the chocolate bar or who took the picture of me. At one point, people like to joke around that chocolate is actually a fruit because it grows on a tree called Theobroma. And this is one of the trees that produces the chocolate pods that will then get processed into the chocolate that we know and consume. Although the chocolate chip cookie was invented in the 1930s, the actual first chocolate bar was invented in 1847 by a man named Joseph Fry, not that one, and his son Britton. Chocolate in general, in pretty much any shape, form, flavor, size, is pretty delicious once you think about it. And it's no surprise that when a person consumes chocolate, it releases a sense of happiness. It has been noted that when a person eats chocolate, endorphins are actually released. The amino acids in chocolate have been linked to producing serotonin in the brain, the neurotransmitters that are responsible for producing the feeling of happiness. So considering that chocolate releases chemical that gives you a sense of happiness, it makes sense why chocolate is connected to so many fun holidays. One of the main ones where you would see a lot of chocolate is definitely Valentine's Day. And as a result of that, I'm pretty sure we can all assume that that is why we have so many Scorpios in the world. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this chocolate chip journey. But also don't forget, this recipe is very, very versatile to the point where you could actually swap out some of the chocolate chips and add freeze-dried strawberries or maybe even peanut butter chips if that's what you would prefer. This recipe is really one of those good, stable, go-to cookie recipes that is very, very adaptable.
All right, everybody, that is a wrap on our chocolate chip cookie episode. Please let me know how yours turned out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, ring that little bell so that way you are notified when the next episode is up and running. I'm Chef Cleva, and remember, everyone's a little curious. Bye!